Welcome to this Qigong routine for resiliency in the lower body. We'll begin nice and simple with hip circles, planting your feet hip to shoulder width apart, moving them in a circle. Pretty self-explanatory. I'm sure you've done this in gym class sometime. Go the other direction. Just starting to lubricate, hydrate, mobilize around the hips, waist, and lower body. Let's come down to the knees, keeping those feet apart. Go in opposing circles, in, back, out, forward. And then the other direction, opposing circles with the knees. Now making the eagle claw, 2 fingers and a thumb, placing the 2 fingers on either side of the tendon below the kneecap, the thumb on the inside of the tendon above the kneecap. Finding some pressure points here to help deliver more circulation into the knees. And go the other direction, pressing firmly with that thumb, index and middle finger. And standing on one foot, holding on to a chair or a wall if you need to, as we circle the other foot and ankle, both directions. Other side. Working our way down, other direction. And then feet together. And we're going to shift our weight to the inside of one foot and outside of the other, back and forth. My hands are just showing you what my feet are doing. We keep the body very straight, keeping the weight centered over the feet, rather than flopping around like this bad example. Keeping the whole body straight and slowly shifting, making that transition from one side to the other nice and controlled. And this is going to really work the inside and outside edges of the feet, ankles, and knees. If it's not too easy, you may want to go even slower. All right, hands over the knees again, and circle the knees together now with the feet still together. Just bringing lots of circulation into the joints here. Go the other direction. This is great for improving the resiliency of the knees. All right, now we're going to do an isometric push. One knee is going to push into the other to create that left-right motion. One knee into the other. Continue that, squeezing one knee against the other as though the one knee is pushing the other to create the circle. Now try it the other way. Knee presses in, knee presses in. Knee pressing against knee as we circle. Just really getting us to squeeze and contract the muscles around the knees, bringing in even more circulation and integration. Good, bring it up. And we'll find our hip circles again, this time pressing off the floor. So as you circle the hips to one side, you'll feel the weight go into the foot on that side. Then just think of like you're pushing off the foot. I'm just showing you with my hands what my feet feel like they're doing. Pressing off one foot, then the other. And feeling like that foot press is what's creating the circle in the hips. So getting that mind-body connection from the foot up through the hip. Then the other direction again. Really linking ourselves up using the proprioception, which is really mediated through the fascia. As we work with not just the body, but the mind in the body. It helps to integrate this system of connective tissue and mental awareness. Let's take one hand on the lower abdomen, one hand on the upper abdomen. Start to shift your hips left and right, your pelvis, trying to keep that upper hand stationary. And then shift the pelvis forward and backwards. Again, keeping the upper hand stationary. Then forward, side, back, side, like a square. Forward, side, back, side. Then we'll turn that square into a circle. See if you can start to smooth it out. Again, notice my upper hand isn't moving, meaning my chest and ribs aren't moving. The movement is concentrated in the pelvis. This really helps us to get more control, again, more proprioception, more body awareness. Go the other direction if you can. It also helps to open the lower spine and to massage the digestive organs here. Sometimes this is called stirring the cauldron. Come to the center. And let's take one hand on the tailbone with the fingers pointed down, or the back of the hand on the sacrum, fingers towards the tailbone. And start to do a similar motion, turning the pelvis. This time, instead of circling the pelvis, we're turning it. So it's like it's staying in one spot and just rotating. What you can think of as like your tailbone is drawing a circle on the floor between your feet. Like you got a laser shooting out of your tailbone and you're drawing a circle between your feet with that laser. Go the other direction. This will be very good for your salsa dancing skills. And then just take one hand to each hip and just imagine you're moving your hips now, your hip sockets themselves, like you're pedaling a bicycle. So one hip down, the other up, one forward, one back, up, forward, down, back, up, forward, down, back. Each hip alternating like this. And as much as you can, try to isolate the hips so we're not moving the legs too much or the chest too much. We're trying to move mostly the hips. A little easier said than done perhaps on this one. Then try going the other way. Up, back, down, forward. Up, back, down, forward. Again, you might break it up a little bit at first until you're able to move smoothly like a circle here. These isolation movements really help us get more control of our stabilizer muscles, more proprioception and awareness into the body, and all this can be great for preventing and healing injury, reversing chronic pain, and having a more athletic and natural and efficient way of moving. Let's take the palms underneath the abdomen and then to the top of the abdomen, as though we were pregnant and rubbing our belly from top to bottom, or as though we were holding a chi ball in front of the belly and rolling that chi ball. And then tuck your pelvis, tuck your tailbone under, and then tilt the pelvis forward. Tuck the tailbone, tilt the pelvis forward. Now combine those motions. As the hands go under the ball, you're going to tuck the tailbone. As your hands come to the top of the ball, you're going to tilt the pelvis forward. Tucking, tilting, tucking, tilting. Really getting some dynamic control in our core, in our pelvis. Now we're going to hold the hands under the chi ball, hold the tuck, and then gradually soften and release that tuck and just allow your tailbone to sink towards the floor as you tuck your chin gently and float your crown to the sky. We'll hold this as a standing meditation posture. We call this one lower embracing the tree. In Qigong, we use postures like this, known as Zhanzhuan, to expand the matrix of connective tissue through the body. We do this by gradually learning to sink the muscles, relaxing the muscles, while we float the bones or effortlessly maintain the expansive position of this posture without relying on muscular effort to do so. This means we gradually rely more and more on the connective tissue and this mysterious force we call Qi, which animates the connective tissue to uphold the posture. This can take a long time to develop, so for now, just breathe naturally and pay attention to your body as though you were meditating in this standing position. Meditate on the awareness of the body, awareness of the breath. And take your palms face down in a moving meditation we call Pebble in the Pond. We inhale, draw the hands towards the lower abdomen. Exhale, float the palms away from the body as the hips sink back. Inhale to lower abdomen. Exhale, hips sink gently back. It's as though you're gathering a pebble into your lower abdomen, dropping it into a lake, and ripples go out across the lake. This lower abdominal region we call the lower dantian in Qigong. It's somewhat of a psychic anchor point, a place where we bring attention to in order to cultivate a deep, anchored center. Let's bring the palms back to that lower embrace the tree position. And now see if you can feel the breath in that lower dantian region. Then we'll reverse it, so bringing the hands out and then gathering in a straight line towards the lower abdomen. Circle hands out as we exhale, and inhale, gather towards the dantian. Exhale, circle out, hips glide back. Inhale, drawing in, hips glide back forward to neutral. This one is called Embrace the World. It's like we reach out and gather our awareness and draw the awareness into the lower abdomen, the lower dantian, cultivating that mental and emotional anchor that gives us the feeling of the calm in the center of the storm. Now bring the feet in, and circle one hand and then draw down the center line with an exhale. Switch hands, inhale to circle, and exhale to draw down the center line. Again, as though we were gathering our awareness and bringing it down through the body to that lower anchor point. Breathing through the nose, in and out. And then folding the hands over the lower dantian. Softening throughout the body and allowing yourself to rock and sway like a pine tree in a gentle winter breeze. Yielding to that inner silence and that subtle flow of qi, of vital breath through the body as you rock and sway. Whenever you're ready, step back out and circle your belly, gathering the qi into that lower dantian. Take a deep breath and release with a sigh. I hope you enjoyed that practice. My name is Nick Laufrey. I have lots of content like this right here on my YouTube channel. I try to film outdoors in as many beautiful places as possible to make this practice as fun and enjoyable as it can be, to help motivate you to practice every day. So feel free to subscribe and join me here on YouTube as often as you can make time for, to work on your health, fitness, mental well-being, stress levels, and all these great benefits we get from Qigong and integrative practices. Hope to see you again soon. Check out my website, nicklaufrey.com, linked below, for more offerings such as instructor certifications and retreats. Thank you so much.